Well, fuck. Hi, Canberra Run here, and I just got back from work must have been about 20 minutes ago, to suddenly find that my channel has been completely screwed. As you have probably read if you paused the little segment there, FM25 has been delayed till 2025. March specifically. Thanks for releasing that halfway through. I was doing my shift at work, so I didn't actually get the chance to read it yet. But obviously, I'm assuming this news has gone down very, very well. Ranging from all sorts of reasons, thanks to the engine isn't working properly to women's football, which is a weird thing to blame it on, but more about that later. Christ. I can understand if they've done it. I'm just going to say a quick piece, and then I'll be done with this. I can completely understand if they've done it because they're worried the game won't function when it's released. We've seen plenty of times out history of games getting rushed, and then they come out and they're terrible because they've very blatantly been rushed. But they have one big problem now, is that the game's life cycle is meant to be from, October, November until about, I'd say, May, June. The ideal life cycle, which is, of course, mostly the football season. Releasing it as the football season winds down is not going to end well. It's going to end terribly. People end up wanting, people will kind of end up lulling on football games. It's the same with EAFC. It's the same with Football Manager. By the time Football Manager comes out on FM25, people will be kind of like winding down from the football season. The football season themselves will be winding down. It just reeks of a very, very poor decision. But if they absolutely can't get it running, I can understand. But then considering how many features they've taken out, like they've already said there's no social media, there's no international management, there's no touchline shouts. They've got a couple of features missing, some bigger, some smaller. But they are, they're putting in women's football, which I'm not sure if I agree on that being one ecosystem. But I wasn't really on the side of EA kind of mixing them both men's and women's in on Ultimate Team. I know they did a women's football mode for, I think it was FIFA 18, and then I think nobody played it. I think that's the big thing, is that I'm going to give a little personal opinion. I'm sure some people might catch flack for this. Is that if you're going to mix the two, it almost feels like you don't have faith in it to stand on its own legs. So you have to put it into the same ecosystem as an option to try and encourage people to play. I'm sure plenty of people will play women's football. It is rapidly growing. It helps the tickets are a lot cheaper, I must say. But it is, it's growing in popularity. Whether it's going to be popular enough to be widely played in a major video game, as in people will take up women's management jobs, that remains to be seen. Excuse me. I would at least say that they need to try and get over the 6% for international management. So if you think that international management was at 6% player ratio, like 6% of people played international management, they at least have to get over 6% to kind of say, well, yeah, it was a worthwhile addition. As in, say, 6% of the players have actually, over 6% of the players have managed a women's team. Otherwise, it's going to look, it's the proof is in the pudding, if that makes sense, the actual player stats. But yeah, I think they've kind of screwed themselves by delaying it till March 2025. Like, my biggest fear is that they've genuinely killed any interest in FM25. It was already delayed. Then they opened it for pre-orders, and that's the worst part. They only just over a week ago opened it for opened the whole thing for pre-orders, and now they're saying, oh, if you well, they've at least said you can get a refund, but they've opened it for pre-orders and said, oh no, actually we're going to release it in like March of 2025, in like middle of like early next year. So the whole football cycle will have been gone. As for this channel, I'm going to dig around, see what I can do about content. Content will return. I'll probably do a couple of videos where I'm kind of sat here, because I will say, we're planning to get rid of this sofa. So you'll have a big spare space in the wall. It'll probably look a bit better than all the clutter behind me. Obviously, I've got all that display with all the cards that I'm probably going to start advertising. But when I get a desk, when I get a proper desk in my room, I will try and bring actual full content. But I'm going to have to think what I can do. I can probably do another long-running series. I probably won't do any more one-season wonders. I want to save them for FM25. I've managed to get a couple of people I know into the game, and once they've played for a bit, I might try and do a network save. It could be fun once we come up with an idea. But its difference is they're fairly new to it, and I'm quite experienced, so I might have to handicap myself. So there is that. Otherwise, I'm kind of just I'm kind of just looking around for kind of the content that I can bring, because I don't want to just basically shut the whole channel until March 2025. That would be stupid and not fair on people that are subscribed. So you're gonna have to bear with me. Probably try and bring content within the next 2 weeks. Probably try and get a couple of series ideas. I know there are mods you can do for like the updated things. I might not do that. I might try and like change the fortunes of a club, um, which could be quite fun to do, and then just carry on from there. So anyway, do bear with me, and I'll try and bring some content. So yeah, I'm not going to do my usual outro. Just thanks for sticking with me, and see you guys later.